Namaste, everybody. We will continue our recitation of Bhavani Sasanam. Last session we stopped at uh,
Sulinga.
Sukeshi cha. I think we will have to
Sukeshi.
start here. Sulinga Bhagarupini. Razdanji, you can start.
The last word of the third line is Padmiyoni Sukeshi cha Sulinga Bhagarupini Yoni Mudra Mahamudra Kechari Kagami Madushrir Madhvi Valli Madumatta Madodata Matangi Shuka Hasta Pushbanish Chapini Raktambar Daraki Rakt Pushpavatam Sini Shubrambar Daradira Mahashveta Vasupreya Suveni Padmahasta Muktahar Vibhoshana Karpura Mudini Shwasa Padmani Padmamandera Karyani Chakrahasta Bushundi Paridayoda Chapni Pashasta Trishula Varidareni Subhana Shakti Hasta Mayur Varvahana Varayodha Dharavira Virpan Madotkata Vasudha Vasudharaj Jaya Shakambari Shiva Vijayach Jayanti Swastani Shatrunasheni Antarvatini Vedishaktir Varda Vardarini Shitalaach Sushilaach Balagrehe Vinasheni Kumari cha Suparna cha Kamakhya Kamavandeta Jalandhar Dharananta Kamarup Nivaseni Kamabijavati Satya Satidharma Parayana Stula Marga Sitata Sukshma Sukshma Buddhi Prabodhini. Shall we conclude here?
We'll start from start now. Shekhar ji.
Conclude करेगा.
यहाँ से, yes.
Namaste.
Padmiyoni Sukeshicha Sulinga Bhagarupini.
Sulinga. Okay. The Sulinga is the next nama.
Yeah.
Linga Shabda is used to refer to any characteristic mark. That is why in the darshanas like Nyaya, it is also the inference, which is the Anumana Pramana. Now it is based on the recognition of one seeing the other. For example, when we see the smoke, we are reminded of the fire which we have seen earlier. So normally that smoke is technically termed as a linga, okay, that which is a characteristic mark. So when Devi is referred to as Sulinga, one who bears a distinct characteristic mark. So what is the distinct characteristic mark of Devi? When the question of Lakshanam, okay, how to define certain things comes, the Shastras give us not how a Lakshanam should be, but how not a Lakshanam should be, so that we are able to deduce how to give the Lakshana. Lakshana is definition. So the thing is how to define a definition. It says that a definition should not suffer from 3 types of inconsistencies. The inconsistency of unapplicability, over applicability and under applicability. I'll just take 1 minute to explain this. Unapplicability means a definition should not contain that which does not apply to what object we are trying to define. Someone wants to define, let us say, a cow. So he cannot define that which is having a wing, because no cow in the world will ever have a wing. So this is no unapplicability. The next is that which is having over applicability. Over applicability means that which will carry on to things other than the cow itself. For example, that which has horns. If we say that cow is an animal which has horns, then the goat will also be covered by that particular definition. So this is the over applicability. Now it is called as an ativyapti. Then there is the under applicability or avyapti. It is, for example, if you say that cow is an animal which is white in color, then there are tawny cows, there are even blackish, and there are other shades of cows which are there. So a definition should not have these kind of three inconsistencies. This is how a characteristic mark should be captured in a definition. So following this, the Upanishads, they try to give a kind of a definition for the Supreme. They say Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Satya, Jnana and Ananta. That which is absolutely existing and on whose existence everything else is dependent upon. That which is Jnana, it is full of consciousness. And which is Ananta, which has no origin, therefore it has no end. So these kinds of definitions are the real characteristic marks to identify the Supreme. So when we apply to other things, which is deemed as Ishvara or as God, we will come to know that this is suffering from any of those three kinds of inconsistencies of the definition. So Devi is one who has been defined by our Shastras, by our Agamas, in a very, very correct and clear manner, so that she can be understood to be different from all the other identifications that we have. That is from the body, the prana, the indriyas, and others. So this is something very, very important. How to identify by not recognizing what it is not. So this is the most important thing, because we will have to only experience our core self, which is Shuddha Chit. All the others we will have to push and understand that this is not its ultimate form, but it is a manifestation it has taken by stepping down from its position. It is what Acharya Kshemaraja also says. So Sulinga, one who has been properly been defined by the Agamas and by the Shastras. That is one. The other, from here on, we will be seeing certain mudras, names of certain mudras. What is a mudra? Now, mudra has to be understood in the Agama Sampradaya as in three different levels, basically. That is, anything in the Agama is to be understood at the three level. That is the Sthula, Sukshma, and the Para. Sthula is the physical level of understanding. Sukshma is the subtle level of its form, and Para is always the supreme, because it is that supreme consciousness which has manifested as anything and everything in this universe that we are experiencing. So that is the Paraswarupa. Similarly, Mudra also has all the three types or all the three levels of understanding which the Agamas asks us to do. The Sthula is normally called as the Anguli Grathana. That is how we interlock our fingers or hands and make those mudras. Mudras are nothing but gestures, but they are also used in dance and other performing arts. But the difference between the mudras used in the dance and other performing arts and here is, the intention is same. In the dance, it is to convey to the audience certain ideas using the mudras as a symbol. For example, if they have to show a lotus, so there is a mudra for the presentation of the lotus. So when they show the mudra in their hands, people understand that the lyric is referring to a lotus here. So that is the idea in the performing arts. Whereas in the Agama, I think it serves as a reminder for a particular entity in the entire puja scheme of things. For example, Sulinga, there is a Linga Mudra. Normally, no, it is the Anguli Grathanam, or the way we interlock the fingers, will try to tell a particular message the way the fingers are arranged themselves. Okay, so the Sulinga or the Linga Mudra in its Sthula form will actually, when we see the Mudra, we will be able to guess, seeing that shape, the fingers are all positioned, that okay, it is referring to the Linga or the Shiva Linga. Okay, the next level is the Sukshma understanding of the Mudra. The Sukshma understanding of the Mudra is that each of the finger stand for certain ideas or certain Shaktis. Normally, it stands for the Vama, Jeshtha, Raudri, and the Shanta and Shantyatita or the Ambika Shaktis. Okay, and how they are interlocked shows the connectivity between the Shaktis and what is the activity that they bring forth in that particular functioning. So that is the Sukshma level of understanding of the Linga. The Para is always, like we have said, it is referring to the Supreme Chit or the consciousness. Okay, so Sulinga is a mudra which is referring to the this okay, what does, okay, this is how the Linga Mudra is. Normally, the mudras are supposed to be learned from in the Guru Parampara. This is how the Linga Mudra is done in the Sampradaya. Now, when we see the way it is, there is an Adhara, there is a Linga. Okay, so the Adhara refers to the Sthula Prapancha, the manifested world. Okay, and this refers to that which stands apart yet is connected. Okay, these Shaktis are connecting the Parachit or the Supreme Self with the world, because it is this Parachit who has manifested as the world. It is connected, yet it is distinct from it. In the Agamas, we say Tattvatitaha Tattvamaya. Tattva Atita means that which transcends the Tattvas. So that is this thumb pointing up. And Tattvamaya, that which is all the Tattvas, all the 36 Tattvas themselves. So this is the Sukshma understanding of the Linga Mudra. Similarly, for all the mudras, there is an interpretation based on, or not interpretation, there is an explanation for why a particular finger is positioned in a particular manner and what is the idea that is being communicated. So next few namas here, in the Sahasranama Stotra, we have some of the important mudras. Not all mudras are listed. There are more than 100 mudras which are used in the Paddhatis, but some of the most important mudras are enlisted. The first one is Sulinga, the Linga Mudra. The next, Bhagarupini. Bhaga. Bhaga means the female reproductive organ. Bhagarupini, one who is in the form of the Bhaga. That is one understanding of the term Bhagarupini. She is the place, or she is the origin of all life. That is and when we see the way the Bhagamudra is done, there is one more nama, okay, that also corresponds to the same. We will see that it refers, or it indicates that shape and form, yet it shows by the interaction of the Vama, Jeshtha, Raudri and the Ambika Shaktis that it is the source of all the creations in the in the Srishti Avastha. So, Bhagarupini, the next nama is the Yoni Mudra. Yoni Mudra
Yoni.
is the mudra that I spoke right now. So, when we see how Yoni Mudra is done, we will understand, okay, there is a crossing of almost all the fingers that happens. Okay, so it is an interplay of the Pancha Shaktis of the Parachit and resulting in the manifested prapancha that we come across. Yoni Mudra is therefore considered to be one of the most powerful and one of the most important mudras. By the way, the word mudra itself means that which when shown to the devata pleases. Mudam rati iti mudra. Muda means ananda or bliss. Rati iti mudra, that which gives ananda. So who is the devata here? Devata here is none but our own self. So how we are reminded of a particular phenomena and how that that reminder helps us to unlock certain certain bliss aspect in us. That is what is the function of the mudra. So Yoni Mudra. The next nama is Mahamudra. Okay. Mahamudra is considered to be the highest of all the mudras, therefore the name Mahamudra. The Mahat Shabda used before mudra is to signify its greatness. And it is in the Tantragamas, there is a recognition of Amnayas. Okay, Amnayas are the ways, the Paddhatis. There is a Dakshinamnaya, Purvamnaya, Paschimamnaya, Uttaramnaya. And these are the four Chaturamnayas, are the normal four Amnayas. And over and above, there is something called Anuttaramnaya. So in our Trika Sampradaya, this Anuttara Sampradaya, it is called as an Anuttara, that which does not have anything beyond. Okay, so this Anuttara is a very, very important thing, and it is this Anuttara Sampradaya that Acharya Abhinav Gupta also learned from Shambhunatha. And in the Anuttara Sampradaya or the Anuttaramnaya, there are 10 mudras. And the highest of the 10 mudras is the Mahamudra. What does the Mahamudra depict? Mahamudra depicts the pervasion of the Parachit and its how that all-pervasive Parachit is present in this contracted being or a contracted form, which we call as a body and to which we give different names. And the showing of this Mahamudra is, according to the Agamas, helps us to unlock our inner potencies and help us recognize our true form. That is the significance of the Mahamudra.
How is it shown? Mahamudra is
Mahamudra is shown like this.
Shikharji, can you show again?
Okay. If lock the fingers on the top. So over the Brahmarandra Sthana, you have to do this. So it is all pervasion of Chit, which is coming down as this particular Sharira. This is the Mahamudra.
Okay.
Mahamudra.
The next
Mahamudra, Kachari.
nama is Khechari. Khechari is very another very important mudra, which has multiple explanations. For that matter, in the Paratrishika Vivarana, Acharya Abhinav Gupta spends almost pages after pages to explain what is the Khechari Bhava. So this Khechari Mudra is of two types. One is that physical that we show using our fingers. There it is nothing but interlocking the two hands together and then putting the yoni. So that is the Khechari. First of all, what is the meaning of the word Khechari? Khe charati iti Khechari. Kha means Akasha. So Khe charati, that which moves in the Akasha is Khechari. So the word Khechari in the Trika Sampradaya itself is used in two different contexts. One is in the reference to the four Shaktis in their contracted form, the Gochari, the Dikchari, the Bhuchari and others. So in that context we have, but most importantly, Khechari is the form of the Vameshwari Shakti in the Kaula Sampradaya, and Vameshwari is pure awareness herself. So Khechari refers to the sky of Bodha. No, Bodha Akasha. It's not the physical sky or space that we normally refer to, but this sky is that Bodha Akasha. Bodha means knowledge, pure knowledge. So one who moves in the sky of pure knowledge. And the person who can move in the sky of pure knowledge is one who has recognized himself to be that Chit only. So Khechari refers to the realized soul. So, like I said, the Khechari has a very wide application here. So normally for the Guru Paduka, there is a mantra by name Guru Paduka mantra. And in the Guru Paduka mantra, the set of letters which are called as Khechari Bijas are embedded in them to show that the Guru is like Sarvakarana Bhuta Shakti, and he is the one who abides in the sky of pure knowledge and pure consciousness. Another is the K or that pure consciousness is something which is all pervasive, and that is our goal from which, or that is the source from which everything has come. So that is why in the physical presentation of the Khechari Mudra also, the two hands are interlocked and the yoni is shown. So yoni is the srishti, the origin. The origin of the universe is from that pure samvit or the pure consciousness. To denote that, we have the representation. So like this, for every mudra, the understanding at the adhyatma or the spiritual level has to be there, which the Guru has to teach to the Shishya at the time of the Diksha. So this is one of the most important instructions which one receives in a Sampradaya. So Khechari
is the very first question that Devi asks Bhagavan Shankara.
Correct.
In, this Paratramshika Vivrana.
Correct.
The very first question is Khechari, about Khechari.
Correct. Khecharatva Siddhi.
Samtam Vrajet. Khechari Samtam Vrajet.
So how will one attain the Khechari Bhava? That is the question.
The very first question put by Deva to Lord is this very question about Khechari.
It is there in Netra Tantra also.
Yes.
Netra Tantra also.
Correct. Khechari is a very, very common but very, very important idea throughout the Agama Shastra.
We use this word very frequently. Kashmiri Pandits use this Khechari word very frequently, very, very frequently. Almost as many members in the family there are or any festival. Because in Prepin Mantra and Naivedya Mantra, this word Khechari is every time recited. But most of us are unaware of what this means. Khechari, Buddhi, Rama, Tushta, Bhavanti mein sada, ye Prepin Path mein, Naivedya Path mein, har jagah, har vakt pakda jata hai. Har vakt recite hota hai ye word. Khechari, Kagagamini.
Kagagamini. Khaga is a bird. Gamini, one who moves on a bird. Okay, that is the normal understanding of the word. Let us say as a Vaishnavi Shakti, she is seated on Garuda. Garuda being the Khaga or a bird, she is Khagagamini. This is the normal understanding of the word Khagagamini. But like we say, the previous one, Kha means Akasha or the Bodhakasha. Khaga, one who is in the Bodhakasha, that is the realized soul. Okay, Khaga Gamini, she is the one who, or she can be known fully or she can be approached only by a realized soul. She is Khaga Gamini. Because in the Kathopanishad, it clearly says, Yamai Vaisha Vrunate Tena Labhyaha. It is whom she chooses, only he can know her. That is why in the Upayas, the Anavopaya is the last, which we can control. Probably to some extent, we can control Shaktopaya also. Shambhavopaya is very, very difficult. We have no idea how Shambhavapaya can really even happen. But there is something called Anupaya, which is inexplicable. That Anupaya concept comes from this mantra of Kathopanishad, which says Yame Vaisha Vrinate Te Nalabhyaha. Because she chooses someone for this. She chooses, how does she choose and all those things? The metaphysical questions is very, very difficult to answer. At best, we can say that there is a Guru Anugraha in the previous life, and because of that, someone gets chosen by her for the Shaktipata. That is all we can say for sure. Other than that, we
Whomsoever
have no
chooses,
other
she
idea.
chooses. How she chooses is dependent on her only. We have no
Correct.
intervention in that.
Correct. So Kagagamini is one who is realized, one who reveals herself to the person who is who is a realized soul. So Kagagamini.
Madushri,
Madhushri.
Madhavi, Valli. Madushri.
Madhushri. Shri means beauty.
Hmm.
Shrinayate iti Shrihi. That which pleases, that which gives happiness is Shri. Madhushri. One who is the beauty of all the sweetness. Here, sweetness is not that physical taste that we experience through our rasanendriya. Madhu refers to the sweetness of experience. At the experience level, that enjoyment, that bliss, the relish that we have, that is the Madhu. That is why in Chandogya Upanishad, there is something called Madhu Vidya. In the Madhu Vidya section, the word Madhu comes. So, it is used many times. The word Madhu there refers to the bliss or the Ananda, okay, aspect of the Para. So, Madhushri, the beauty of the Ananda. Because wherever there is beauty or wherever there is that supreme Ananda, there has the beauty will always be there. That is why when we say Satyam Shivam Sundaram, that Sundaratva is always connected with the Satyatva and the Shivatva. So, Madhushri, the beauty of the eternal bliss or the eternal happiness.
Madhavi, Valli.
Madhavi Valli. Madhavi is a flower. It looks like jasmine flower. It grows on creeper. So Valli means creeper. So Madhavi Valli normally refers to the creeper of the Madhavi flower. Okay. So Madhavi Valli here, this is the sthula interpretation of Madhavi Valli. But if we see how the Madhavi creepers grow, we will find the correspondence to the way the Ida and the Pingala Nadi move around the central Sushumna Nadi. So we will have that threefold, no, the triple helix structure. That is how normally the Madhavi creeper or Madhavi Lata will be. So here, when in the Sahasranama, when Devi is referred as Madhavi Valli, the Stula aspect is okay, but most importantly, it is referring to the Ida, Pingala, and the Sushumna arrangement, which is within our body. So Madhavi Valli, because normally not everything in the shlokas or the mantras will be explicitly be mentioned. It is left for the sampradaya with guru to explain it to the shishya. Even in the bhashyas and other places also, not everything they will explain. They will even they will write it specifically. This you have to learn from your guru. Guru mukhaiva vedyam. So only then, and there are like two places in text, like Pratyabhijna Hridayam also, he says one will understand only when he has the anugraha of the Guru, whatever I am teaching here. I am only giving certain pointers. So all these namas remind only of that kind of cryptic language which the shlokas use. Okay, so Madhavi Valli. Next nama is Madhumatta. Madhumatta is one who is intoxicated by the bliss of Ananda. So uh, in the Saptashati, when Devi says, Garja Garja Kshanam Mudha Madhiyavat Pibhamyaham, the word Madhu refers to the bliss of the Ananda to overcome the Rajasic tendencies. Mahisha refers to the Rajasic. Okay, because the Manas has the three vrittis, the Sattva vritti, the Rajo vritti, and the Tamo vritti. The Tamo vritti is indicated by the Madhukaitava because they came from the sleep. So they are the Tamo vritti. The Asuras refer to the Tamo vritti of the Manas. Whereas Mahisha refers to the Rajo vritti, just like a buffalo, which is rough and does not think. So that kind of vritti is the Rajo vritti of the Manas. Whereas Shambha Nishambha refers to the Sattva vritti of the Manas. Okay, they are intelligent. So how they approach Devi is first they send a messenger, Duta. Sugriva goes and he goes and proposes on behalf of Shambha Nishambha. So that is the Sattva vritti of the Manas. All the three vrittis have to go. Then only we will realize our true nature. That is why the Vadha of all the three Asuric tendencies of the Manas has to happen. That is why Saptashati is nothing but an internal samara. It is not necessarily a physical fight that Devi did outside. It is that internal
within.
fight which she is doing every day within each of us. So to recognize each of the elements, each of the asuras, each of the next we will come across a set of ayudhas also in the nama. The ayudhas also refers to the kind of the chitta vritti or the thought process we have to utilize in order to overcome certain obstacles. They are the ayudhas. So all that when we connect and we see the Saptashati, we will make it, it gives a very clear picture of an inner conflict that has that takes place in all the sadhakas. So okay, so Madhumatta is one who is intoxicated by the bliss of Ananda, because she is Ananda is her Swarupa. Chit and Ananda never leaves the Parachit. Even in the contracted form, that is in the Pashudasha also, the Chitva and the Anandatva is never contracted. It is only the Kriyas, Jnana, okay, and uh, the three Shaktis, the Kriya Shakti, the Jnana Shakti, and Ichha Shakti are only contracted in the Pashudasha. Whereas the Anandatva and the Chitva is never never contracted. It does not have the Sankocha Bhava. So Madhumatta, one who is ever intoxicated by this Anandavas. Madodhata. Mada Uddhata. Same. It's similar to Madhumatta. Here Uddhata Shabda is used. Uddhata is one who is puffed up, one who is proud of because of the Ananda. Because that is the Swarupa which never leaves. Okay, leaves her. So she is Madodhata.
Swelled up with Ananda.
Swelled up, exactly, sir. The next nama
Matangi.
is Matangi. Matangi is one. Normally, the word Matanga refers to an elephant. So Matangi is one who has that graceful gait of an elephant. Just the way we observe the elephant moves, it is very slow, steady, graceful, and very beautiful to look at. So Matangi, in a secondary sense, refers to one who is very, very beautiful or graceful in all her activity. In the Puranas and in certain tantras, we have the episode of Matanga Rishi. There was a Rishi by name Matanga who performed penance and obtained a boon from Devi that Devi should be born as his daughter. So, and she blessed him with that boon, and she was born as his daughter. She is called as the Matangi, or otherwise known as Rajashyamala also. So Rajashyamala is one of the principal deities who attends upon the Lalita Mahatripura Sundari in the Sri Vidya Sampradaya. She is her Mantrini, or the minister Okay, the Prime Minister of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. She is Matangi. Otherwise, what
Matangi
is
Shukasta.
Matangi? Matangi is also one amongst the Dashamaha Vidyas. So, and she belongs to the Shri Krama. There are two. When we divide the 10 Mahavidyas, we call it as a Shri Kula and the Kali Kula. Under the Kali Kula, we will have the Tara, Chinnamasta, Dhumavati, and others. Under the Shri Kula, we will have Kamala, Matangi, Bhairavi, and Bhuvaneshwari, and Tripura herself. So, Matangi belongs to the Shri Kula of the Dashamahavidya. And Matangi is one who is ever one who displays that that happiness in all her activities. That is why she is called as graceful, or she is called as a Matangi. Just like the elephant oozes with the rut, similarly she oozes with bliss. She is Matangi.
Shukasta. Matangi Shukasta.
Shuka Hasta. See, the beautiful arrangement of the namas is like this. Matangi is always represented with the veena in her hand and one Shuka. Shuka is a parrot. Okay, so Shuka Hasta, one who has the parrot in the hand. So what is the parrot here? Parrot represents all the Vidyas and the Kalas. All the Chatushashti Kalas, the 64 arts, and the Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas, the 14 Vidyas, are represented by the Shuka, the parrot. And the parrot is perching on her. No, she's though she's shown. We interpret this as holding a parrot in the hand. Actually, she will be because the Dhyana Shloka of Matangi says that she is having two hands. Okay, so she will actually be perching on her, either on her shoulder, or she will be the parrot will be shown seated on the veena which Matangi is playing. It shows that the Chatushashti Kalas and the Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas, in spite of all the technical brilliance that these Shastras and the Kalas have attained, yet they cannot directly lead to the attainment of the supreme wisdom, which is the Paravidya. The Paravidya comes only by experience, known or learnt from one Satsampradaya of a Guru. So that is why thoda hatke hai. No, it's slightly away. So for that, the Shuka is shown in the Dhyana Shlokas in that particular manner. So she is Shuka Hasta.
Matangi Shukasta is one name.
Matangi is, oh, is it? No, it should be two names only.
Matangi is alag or Shukhasta alag?
Yes, it should be two names only.
Pushpabana Ikshu Chapini.
Pushpabana Ikshu Chapini. Pushpabana. Now comes the Lalita Tripura Sundari herself. When we see the Dhyana Shloka of Lalita Tripura Sundari, she is depicted as having 4 hands, one hand holding pasha, which is the noose, which refers, which symbolizes the attachment, the raga. Then in other hand, she holds an ankusha, a gourd. The ankusha refers to the vices such as krodha and others. The other bottom 2 hands, she holds an sugarcane bow. Ikshu chapa. Ikshu means sugarcane. Chapa means bow. So, and bow made up of sugarcane. And the other hand, she holds pushpa bana, 5 flowery arrows. Bana means arrow. Pushpa bana, the arrows which are flowery. That is not the real iron-tipped arrows, but arrows which are the 5 flowers. What are these 5 flowers referring to? The 5 flowers refers to the Pancha Indriyas, the 5 Jnana Indriyas, okay, the senses of knowledge. And the Ikshu Chapa refers to the mind. So it is through the mind, just as you cannot use the bow and arrow separately, you will have to put them together to get a result. Similarly, through the mind, the Indriyas interact with the world. And the very fact that she is having all these with her shows that through the upasana of Devi, one will be able to control the mind, thereby control the activities of the sense organs, and gain or put all the or like a goat controls an elephant, control all our negative emotions such as passion, anger, etc., and we will be able to keep the the normal vritti of looking out for all the pleasures, just as the noose keeps the any particular animal in a restricted way. So this is the symbolism of the one symbolism of the four ayudhas of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. So Pushpa Bana refers to those 5 flowery arrows. And in the sorry, not Amaru. In the Amara Kosha, the list of the 5, which are the 5 flowers, Aravindam, Ashokam, Cha, Chutam, Cha, Navamallika, it is enlisted what are those 5 flowers. Okay. Ikshu Chapini, which we saw that Nama. Okay, Ikshu Chapini. Next is Raktambara Dhara. Am I right, Mara?
Yes. Raktambara Dhara, Shiva.
Rakta Ambara Dhara. One who wears red color garment. Rakta, red color. Ambara, garment. Dhara, one who wears the red color garment. Okay. So this is also referring to Lalita Mahatripura Sundari herself, who is not different from Bhavani. And what does the Rakta Ambara signify? Rakta, we have already seen, it also refers to, apart from the color, blood and others, it refers to the attachment. Okay, Rakti. Rakti means attachment. So Rakta means an attachment. Ambara, cloth. Why do we normally wear clothes? It is a social convention. Okay, wearing the cloths is a social convention for avarana, for covering. Covering something up and presenting it as something different. This is what a cloth does. Similarly, the Rakta Ambara represents the fact that we are covering our true nature, which is inside, and presenting ourselves as something very different. See, we should remember all these symbolisms of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is in the Srishti Krama. That is why the Dashamaha Vidyas, Shri Krama refers to the Srishti. Okay, from the process of manifestation, how we have to understand. There is a Samhara Krama also. Normally, those who are mumukshus, those who earn for moksha, they follow the Samhara Krama. So the Samhara Krama is represented by the Kalikula. So normally, when we look into the mantrik and the prayoga aspect of the pujas and the various avarana devatas of these, we will see a kind of a mirroring of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari in Dakshina Kali. The reason is very simple. We are all talking not of 10 divinities. There are 10 aspects of seeing the same divinity. It is the 10 types of drishti that we are referring to. So, in the Samhara Krama, wherein we are looking for the dissolution of all these negative tendencies, we understand the symbolisms in a different manner. So, in Tripura Sundari Sampradaya itself, there is a Srishti Krama and in the Samhara Krama also. So, in the Samhara Krama, all these explanations will be slightly different. But normally, since she is a Srishti Pradhana Devata, when we say Raktambara Dhara, the Rakta is that attachment, and this attachment to first at the Maya, and when in the Tattva scheme, what happens in the Maya, we have the Pancha sorry. we have those five wheels. That is the Niyati, Kala, Raga.
Kanchukas.
Sorry?
Kanchukas. Shat Kanchukas.
Kanchukas. We have the Kanchukas. 5 or 6. Maya included, Shat Kanchukas. Without Maya, Pancha Kanchukas. Okay. Okay, we have those Kanchukas. Those, it is because of the contraction that takes place in the Kanchukas. There is, in the next, we have the Shunya Pramata level. And from the Shunya Pramata level, we move on to the Vijnana Kala, and then we go to the Pralaya Kevala, and then we come to the Sakala, which is the Jiva. So it is because of the Rakti or that attachment, we are forgetting the true self, and we are taking over something which actually we are not in fact. So that is referred by the Nama Rakta Ambara Dhara. Okay, next is Shiva. Okay, Shiva also means the refers to a state of uh, uh, intoxication, a state of where we are not aware of ourselves. So normally the word Shiva is used to refer to a drunkard or someone who is intoxicated. But here the interpretation of the word Shiva has to be taken as one who is intoxicated, in the sense intoxicated with a sense of the highest consciousness. In sense, other than that, there is nothing else that that she remembers. So in that sense, she is Shiva. So she is one who is full of divinity. So Devatva Bhav. Rakta Pushpavatamsini.
Vatamsini.
Okay. Avatamsa is a form of decorating. In the olden times, the ladies used to have flowers arranged from their ears and the flowers drooping down. So this arrangement of flowers from the ear, okay, the floral arrangement or the beautification was called as an avatamsa. So Rakta Pushpa Avatamsini, one who has red flowers as avatamsa. So one who is decorated with red flowers. So that is the name of that is the meaning of the nama. Once again,
A Taur in Kashmiri. Kashmiri,
sorry?
we have that. We have that hanging.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. So what is the tattva of the avatamsanam? Whatever ornament we wear, it is close to the ears. Normally, when we take the sculptures to depict someone who is enlightened, let's say, for example, this is a classic thing which everyone would have seen, so can relate to Buddha. Whenever we see Buddha, Buddha is always shown with a long ears. Okay, and elongated ears. I'm not saying only Buddha. Because it's a very well-known figure, everyone can relate to it. The long elongated ears actually comes from the word Dirgha Shravas. In the Rig Veda, in the Rig Samhita, there is a term Dirgha Shravas. Actually, it is there in the Swasti mantra. Swastina Indro Vruddha Shravaha. Like Vruddha Shrava, Dirgha Shrava is also used in the Rig Samhita. Dirgha Shravar means one who has heard, because knowledge was a Karna Parampara. No, it was heard from one's teacher. Today we read, so we are unable to appreciate the importance of an oral tradition. But earlier, knowledge was an oral tradition. So Dirgha Shrava refers to someone who has heard so much, or in other terms, who is so learned. Therefore, later on, when someone had to be depicted as a learned, the ears were elongated. It was a symbolism. Okay, so Avatamsanam, or the ears, refers to the source of hearing or source of gathering knowledge or gathering information. And the avatamsa in this particular Rakta Pushpa avatamsa refers to the Pushpa being the symbol uh, of, of, of bliss or happiness. Rakta refers to attachment. So all that jnana or the knowledge which will make us attached to the highest bliss. Rakta Pushpa Avatam. Because we can hear about so many things. Even in Chatushashti Kalas, there are Kalas, okay, like even Steya, it is thieving, art of thieving. Okay, that is it is listed as one of the 64 Kalas. Sleight of hand is also one of the Kalas. Okay, so there are so many things in the Prapancha. You may hear, or we may have the choice of hearing so many things or knowing so many things, but to be attached to hear the right and the most beneficial is something which we will get only through her blessings. Otherwise, it is very, very rare to find people to even to venture into this path of spiritual enlightenment. Amongst the entire population, no, we are only talking of a minutest fraction who are interested in their own spiritual welfare. Oh, that attachment is to hear the proper or hear the signs of knowing or experiencing bliss is Rakta Pushpa Avatamsini. That's what the Nama suggests.
Ram Bardara Dhira.
Shubhra Ambaradhara.
Ambardhara.
Shubhra refers to white, pure white. That is why Saraswati is always shown draped in white sari. White refers to the Shuddha Sattva. When the mind is having predominant sattvic element, whatever is learned can be first grasped and then retained. There is something called grahana and there is something called dharana. Both has to happen in the process of knowledge. After that, how we process that jnana, that is something else. But these two are elementary steps. First is grahanam. Even before these two, shravanam has to happen. You have to listen. After Shravanam, there has to be Grahanam. You should understand what the Acharya teaches. And after that, there is the Dharana, okay, to retain. All this will happen only when the mind is having a preponderance of sattvic element in it. So that sattvic element is referred or is usually symbolized by the white color, because amongst we have seen that color scheme, sattva is white. So when we say Shubhra Ambaradhara, she is the one who blesses us with this sattvic mind, because that is the first stage, to learn, first to listen, learn, and then experience. Next is Dhira. Dhira is normally Dhira, one who is courageous, one who is brave. He is Dhira. Here it refers to the attitude that sadhaka has to develop in the process of self-realization. Because when we might have all experienced this, when we read, for example, if Pratyabhijna Hridaya is considered to be one of the most basic texts of the Trika. And in that, so let's say in the Sutra 18, Acharya lists around 8 or 9 upayas. Okay. And Vikalpakshaya, Shakti Vikasa, Shakti Sankocha Vikasa, and all those things. To even we even read that explanations of these upayas, he says, Sulabho, because it is a Sulabha upaya, I am enlisting this first. But what Acharya says as Sulabha upaya, the easiest means itself is overwhelming for most of us. I will not say all, I will say most. So this path of self-realization is something which is not for weak-minded. One has to have a very, very strong commitment to stay put on this path. So the that has to come only as the blessing of Devi. Without the dhairya, one will not be able to proceed further. So there were so many who would have started off and would have left, or they would have started and they are just pretending that they are there on the path, but they haven't progressed any further. It is because of the lack of that dhairya, okay, in this particular path. So, Dhira, one who blesses the sadhaka with that strength to stay committed to the path of sadhana. Dhira.
Mahashweta.
Mahashweta. Mahashweta is one who is extremely fair. That's the normal understanding of the word Mahashweta. So refers to the pure sattva, the Shuddha sattva element, which is in the tattva scheme. The Ishvara tattva has the Shuddha sattva element in its dominating there. And otherwise, Mahashweta refers to there are many types of kongs. No, and Mahashweta is considered to be one of the best qualities of the kong. For that matter, Panchajanya is a variety of kong. We know that it is the name of the kong of Krishna, but we should also know that Panchajanya is a variety wherein you will have three kongs within one. So there will be one big kong. In that there will be one more kong, and within that there will be a third kong. If that is the arrangement, and if it is an Dakshinavarti Shankha, that is the Panchajanya. So like this, there are many Bhedas amongst the Shankha. Mahashweta refers to Uttama Koti, or the best, one of the best types of the Shankhas. Now, what does the Shankha do? Shankha is something that is it's something like it resonates, or no, it amplifies the sound. So people who would have blown the conch, they will know that it is what you are, the sound that you are producing is only getting amplified. But in its state of amplification, the sound sounds very, very different from how it is originally produced by the person who is wielding the conch. So Mahashweta refers to one of the aspect of the Tantra Sadhana, wherein the inputs, or the practice that the sadhaka puts is amplified multifold because of certain other elements present. Say, for example, on grahana, okay, on an eclipse, whether it is solar or a lunar eclipse, we say you should do one japa. One japa is equivalent to performing 1000 japas or whatever. So all these are those multiplicating factors which aid in the sadhana. And the Tantras refers to these some of these factors by a common term by name Mahashweta. Okay.
Vasupriya.
Vasupriya. Vasu means wealth. Vasupriya means one who is fond of, one who likes wealth. And what is the highest wealth? Highest wealth is the wealth of jnana. So Vasu refers to jnana, or the jnana that comes, that also is not the ordinary jnana, the jnana that comes from the realization of all pervasiveness of consciousness. That is why, while giving the explanation for the term Vasudeva in Bhagavad Gita, the word Vasudeva refers to one who is present in all beings. So that all pervasion, that Vyapti Jnana, the Ananda of Vyapti Jnana is only Vasupriya.
Suveni.
Suveni. Yeah, Veni is the braided hair. So Suveni, one who has her hair well braided, or well it just refers to her aspect, like we have seen earlier also in one of the namas, how the three plates of the hair refer to the three channels, that is Sushumna, Ida, and Pingala, and also refers even that the symbolism of the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati in the Prayagraj, or any other Prayaga for that matter, okay, refers to these yogic phenomena.
Padmahastacha.
Padmahasta,
Padmahasta.
one who holds Padma, lotus in
In
her
her hand.
hand. So we have seen the symbolism of lotus many places earlier also. So Padmahasta.
Muktahara
Muktahara
Vibhushana.
Vibhushana. Okay.
Vibhushana.
Mukta is pearls. Muktahara, one who wears a necklace of pearls. Muktahara Vibhushana, one who is decorated by the pearls. Normally, once again, this also refers to Saraswati. Okay, so many of these namas are in reference to the aspect of Bhavani as Saraswati. Why Muktahara? Why pearls? In the in Puranas like Garuda Purana, there is a section on gemology, okay, wherein the various gemstones, no origin, classification, identification, and all those in detail. No, you'll be surprised at the kind of details that Garuda Purana gives about these gems. There is a section on pearls also. It says that the best quality pearls are those which are produced when the oyster shell will be floating on the sea and the moon is in conjunction with the astrium Swati. Okay, Swati is an nakshatra. During that, if there is a raindrop which enters the oyster closes, and the pearl that is formed because of that particular incident or an, reaction is considered to be one of the best form uh, of of pearls. Okay, so this is about mukta itself. Now,
In Kashmiri, we still say Mukta for pearls. I don't think Mukta is called anywhere in India as pearl is called Mukta. But we call it, that is Kashmiri parlance, we call pearl as Mukta.
oh, okay, that is news.
Mukta.
Mukta.
Hmm.
Muktahara Vibhushana.
Muktahara.
Karpura Modini Shwasta.
So Muktahara, okay, why is then pearl connected with Saraswati? So the pearls are the best quality pearls are those which are formed when so many conditions are met. First, the oyster should be floating. It should be a Swati. On that day, there should be a rain, and a raindrop should fall inside that, and then it should close. So many conditions are have to be met to get that one best quality of pearl. These conditions are actually in the Garuda Purana itself. It says these conditions are like the conditions for the Paravidya. For example, let us take after so many births, we have to get a birth wherein we can put up an enquiry for human birth. Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham. Because there are so many billions life forms. We may have been born as any other, as a plant, as an animal, as a creeper, or anything like that, but to be born as a human. So, how much of, let us, if we calculate the permutations of the chances, okay, this is something very, very lucky to be born as a human being. And when, in spite of the fact that we are born as a human, how many are really interested or born in a family which is dedicated or born in a condition, not necessary that you have to be in a family, but the conditions around them, no, which is something which is suitable for an enquiry. Okay, in spite of having the conditions, how many actually inquire? How many actually end up with the right guru? So there are so many who go by the name, okay, of guru, but how many end up with the right guru? And how many who have ended up with the right guru persist with their sadhana and reach the end? That is why Garuda Purana says it is like the jnana. Mukta is like jnana. So after fulfilling so many conditions, only the supreme wisdom can arise. It is for this reason that Saraswati is represented wearing the Muktahara. Otherwise, she could have worn any other thing. No, she could have worn a garnet necklace or anything like that. But it is this aspect that is emphasized in connection with jnana. So muktahara vibhusha. Shall we stop here, Amara?
Okay, man. Okay. मुक्ताहार विभूषणा पे क्लोज करेंगे हम.
हाँ.
आज है 23. I marked it here on this.
I am on mute. Sorry, मैं बात कर रहा था. Thank you.
Thank
Shekhar.
you. Thank
We
you.
will stop
Thank
here.
you, Shekhar ji.
It was
So
really,
nice
it was bliss.
explanation
It was
today.
absolute
Thank
bliss
you.
for me. It was bliss for me. Thank you, Shekhar.
Thank you.
God
Thank you
bless
so
you.
much.
God
Shekhar.
bless
Thank you, Shekhar ji.
God bless you.
Pranam.
Each
Thank you,
word is
Razan sir.
explicitly explained. Beautiful. Very
Beautiful,
beautiful.
yeah. No doubt. Thank you, Mara.
God bless you. God bless you. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.
Like